Okay, we're watching Chords because white aliens might already be on their way to us. That's an interesting thought. I didn't want to sleep tonight anyway. Let's go. And away we go.
It's our first limited drop featuring our cosmic pioneer burbs and their space adventures. Only for a limited time on the Kurzgesagt shop.
Ooh, fancy.
The universe is magnificent and vast.
Damn
Hundreds
straight.
of billions of galaxies, trillions of stars, and even more planets. If even the tiniest fraction are habitable, then the universe should be teeming with life. And yet we see nothing, only vast emptiness. Where is everyone?
My guess is that we're like ants to everyone else that's a higher being than us. Therefore, like, we don't pay attention to what ants are doing. They're making their own houses and stuff. They don't care. They don't care about us. That's why.
Else? The answer to this riddle could be as exciting as it is creepy. We are early, born before almost all other life. But very soon, this may change.
Maybe.
Not only might aliens appear, they could quickly surround us. An irreversible competition for the universe might be about to begin.
Nah.
While this video is based on scientific papers, we're presenting interesting ideas based on little data
Imagination.
and lots of extrapolation, so take them with a grain of salt.
Okay.
Okay, we need to look at 3 essential questions to understand the galactic competition. 1. How fast can bacteria build spaceships? To become a starfaring civilization, life as we know it needs to master a number of very hard steps. It starts with dead stuff turning into the building blocks of life. Then it needs to organize into self-contained cells. Those cells have to learn to work together to form multicellular organisms. This keeps going until complex creatures with big brains learn to use tools and language. Civilization has to be formed from cultures that value progress and technological development. And then they need to actually venture out beyond their home planet. On Earth, life appeared basically as soon as the oceans formed. But then it took 2 billion years to make the step from single cells to multicellular organisms, and 2 billion more for us to appear. Culture, civilization, and space travel developed super quickly though.
True.
Do things always
speedrun
take
that crap.
long, or was this actually exceptionally fast? Also, passing one
Depends
step
on what
does not mean the next one
mean.
is guaranteed. Multicellularity evolved over 25 times independently on Earth, but there's only one species that builds spaceships. We don't know how many steps life needs to pass and how long they take to give rise to a technological civilization, but there are probably many, and it's likely that on trillions of planets, life has been trying for billions of years. Since we don't see any other technological civilizations out there, it might well be that we are a rare exception. We
that might be.
the first, or even the
last.
first technological
Or
civilization in the Milky Way.
Everyone's already tried it.
But this is just one piece of the puzzle. On top of that, we may have just hit the perfect time window.
Ooh.
Why does humanity exist now?
True.
The universe is already 13.8 billion years old, but it's unlikely that many other technological civilizations had a chance to appear before us. Because in the earlier universe, life would have had a pretty hard time to emerge, let alone thrive, because it was such a hostile environment. Early stars constantly blew up, galaxies crashed into each other, and supermassive black holes vomited massive amounts of radiation. Enough to sterilize galaxies over and over again. Our sun was born right at the end of this cosmic death show. The universe has never been more welcoming
so it's all perfect
to life than
timing.
it is now. So humanity has arrived at a very convenient spot in time, maybe the earliest reasonably possible for life to thrive. What about the future? The sun burns brighter than 90% of the stars in our galaxy and will keep getting brighter. In about 1 billion years, it will boil all of Earth's oceans and then become a giant that swallows it whole. So in the galactic context, the sun is very short-lived. Most stars are red dwarfs that can sustain habitable planets for tens of trillions of years. Life on these planets has an incredibly long time window to appear and pass the hard steps. Even knowing nothing about how rare or common life is, This makes it way more likely for technological civilizations to appear sometime in the future than in the past. Because if civilizations appear at random in the Milky Way within a time window of 1 trillion years, then very few,
Play 2, Play
if
3.
any, would appear before today. Then a couple more arrive in this period of 1 billion years that we're in, before all star-faring civilizations that could ever exist emerge altogether. This weird tsunami-like distribution is the result of both the hard steps model and something else. A sort of deadline for any spacefaring civilization. Any civilization coming after will find it hard to have room to survive, so all potential life has to cram in before it. Humanity exists now because otherwise we might have missed this deadline. What or who creates this deadline?
Yeah, what's after it?
Why aren't aliens already on Earth? Humans are curious, expansionist, and hungry for energy. We've spread over the world and made it our own. Our technology has been improving over time, first slowly, then breathtakingly fast. If these things don't change drastically and our descendants want to prosper, they will expand into space. We could construct a Dyson swarm for endless energy and transform planets into new homes.
I'm looking forward to that. That'd
We
be cool.
could cross interstellar distances, allowing us to reach for planets around distant stars. If we have the motivation, we can become a galactic civilization. A civilization that does this sort of stuff can be called loud, because its activity creates noise.
Yeah,
Signs
obviously.
that can be detected from far away. Imagine someone in a forest, cutting down trees, starting fires, and laying down roads. The more intense their work, the easier they are to notice. An expanding technological civilization would probably be hard to miss. Our telescopes would pick up all that energy, and we would clearly identify artificial interference with stars and planets. Another consequence of this business is that it's very disruptive to the environment. Clearing a forest means the end of its wildlife. Human activity has left no chance for a squirrel civilization to appear. Not because we hated squirrels, it's simply that the thought that they might want to do that at some point never crossed our minds, and we needed wood. Similarly, if loud civilizations were running around the galaxy in the past, terraforming planets, or harvesting the energy of stars, they may have prevented our existence. Had aliens started colonizing Earth while we were still sludge in the oceans, that sludge would never have turned into humans. This is how loud aliens create a deadline for new civilizations appearing. The galaxy may have trillions of years to create life, but there may only be a short window for it to spread and thrive. Even if a loud civilization respects planets with naturally occurring life and expands around them like humans do with wildlife reserves, any civilization on such a planet would not be able to expand ever. Trapped forever on a tiny island. But here we are, so loud aliens were probably never here. What about aliens that don't expand? They would be quiet aliens. They're probably limited to one star system and don't have a noticeable impact on their cosmic surroundings. Humanity is like this right now. We wouldn't be able to detect ourselves from the other side of the Milky Way. If they stay quiet forever, maybe because of their culture or abilities, then they are not really a concern for us. We only have one sample to draw from, humanity, and right now, we are on the path to becoming loud.
Yeah, we're already loud, let's be honest.
Anyway,
we can't even exist on the same planet with each other. Like, humans can't exist with certain humans, so why do we expect to be fine with aliens?
Then any other civilization with the motivation and resources to would eventually expand beyond its planet of origin. Okay, what are the consequences of all these assumptions and ideas? Grave
All-out alien war? Yeah.
Race to the stars.
Oh, yeah.
If we are really early,
Expansion.
then eventually others will catch up with us. Civilizations will emerge all over the place. And these new aliens will look at space, see no signs of life, and come to the same conclusion. They exist because loud civilizations have not yet taken over everything, but it only takes one loud civilization to crowd them out of the entire galaxy.
Probably us, not gonna
They,
lie.
like us, will face an important decision. Do they stay quiet, take it easy, and tend to their planet for as long as possible, or do they start expanding to take a chunk of the galaxy before someone else arrives? Meeting others does not necessarily mean war or conflict, but it means that new borders will arise, limits that may persist forever. In the worst case, a civilization could be completely enveloped by the empires of others, eternally doomed to be a galactic backwater without control over their fate.
Sure.
So if we want a seat at the galactic adults' table, we best get to work. If we really are early, we have an incredible opportunity to mold thousands or even millions of planets according to our vision and dreams. And one day, when we meet others, we can greet them and meet them as equals. Wouldn't that be nice? Wait, what's this?
I
We
suppose
finally
so.
received a signal from the cosmic pioneer.
I feel like as humans, though, would we greet them equally, or would we see them as a threat just because they want to be an equal to us? That's the real question right there. Anyway, that was a good video. Next bit's an advertisement. It'll probably be their store. Make sure you go check out their stuff, Cosmos Art and all that shizzle. I will see you in the next video. Laters.